This grilling season, don't just fire up the barbecue. Elevate it with meats from around the globe, delivered straight to your door by the Butcher Shop Direct. They're not your average butcher. Butcher Shop Direct sources premium cuts from over 5 continents: Argentina, Japan, New Zealand, Spain, the US, and right here in Canada. Whether it's a tomahawk steak from Australia or melt in your mouth Wagyu from Japan, they bring the world's best to your backyard. And here's the game changer. Every order is cut fresh on the day of delivery. No sitting in a freezer, no guesswork, just top quality meat, expertly prepared and grilled ready. Planning a cookout? Check out their handcrafted burger patties and small batch sausages, perfect for taking your barbecue from good to unforgettable. And right now, you can save 15% off of your first order. Just visit butchershopdirect.com and use promo code EatingWild15 at checkout. Plus, get free delivery on all orders over $250. That's EatingWild15 to save, and free delivery when you stock up. Butcher Shop Direct. Premium, fresh, delivered.
Caught tarpon, snook, redfish, mangrove snapper, mutton snapper, red grouper, Sierra or mackerel. You throw the jig in there and it hits the bottom. You hop it once and it's like, boom, I got a jack. Boom, I got a jack. Boom, I got a small snapper. Boom, I got a mangrove. Boom, I got a grouper. Every cast. I popped it once and the Goliath ate my jig. Yeah. So now I'm fighting a 300-pound Goliath standing on this dock.
Oops.
Yeah, it didn't go well. They were not happy.
They were not happy about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what a wonderful time of the year it is. I'm here with Antonio Smash Maleka, and we are at the Toronto Spring Fishing and Boat Show 2026, and I am pumped, brother.
You know what, Lou? I got to be honest, brother. I'm only pumped because we're together. Day one last year was me and you. It was brutal weather.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It was brutal.
Yeah.
So we didn't know what to expect. But this year, bro, already from when we came in yesterday to set up, it feels different. I don't know if it's because I got a fever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Walking around and seeing all the lures and seeing it. Like, I got a fever.
Yeah.
Boats. I don't know, man. I got a different feeling this year, but sitting next to you, bro, it's like the best day of my life. You know the way it is, man.
So today's Friday. We got some work done in the morning, and at around 10 o'clock, I just shut that down. I was like, don't care about micro cement. Don't care about Venetian plaster. None of that.
Oh, man.
And I was like, okay, it's showtime.
It is showtime.
And it just put a smile on my face. And I got here, man, and it just feels so good to be in this community, seeing all the familiar faces, seeing all the brands we love.
And people like us, eh? It's kind of weird. We walk around here and they're like, oh my God, we're hugging people. I'm like,
it is
remember
weird.
This guy's name?
It is weird. I don't know if they like us or if they like the back of the shop at our booth.
That's what I. So just so people listening can picture this in their head, the back of the shop is better than the front of the shop. Okay, you might see the spices, you might see the hats, but
right
behind us we have an espresso machine, a cutting board, a cooler, some cheese, some olives, some prosciutto. We're gonna get taken off air here.
There's some stuff we can't tell you that's back there. But anyways,
back of the house is always better than the front of the house. At this place.
That's right. So we're having a good time here, and I wanted to ask you, Smash, what are a couple of things that you're looking forward to at the show here this year?
This year's for me the targeting muskie. You know us, man. We are multi-species anglers, but this show this year, Andy really put together Muskie Sunday with Jim Sarek.
Nice.
And we, back in the day, we used to come here for that Muskie Sunday and listen to Jim.
Yeah. We
even got a photo that we could post that's from like 2011. We look beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
And, that to me, those is what brings me back to the Spring Fishing and Boat Show, Muskie Sundays. But the other thing that I will say, the presence of boats is a lot bigger this year. I don't know what Andy was if
That's true. On every aisle, there's a boat.
and they're beautiful, man.
It's weird. Usually
these
there's like
boats-
one section for boats, but no, I feel like you walk down every aisle, there's a different boat.
Yeah.
Some of them are giving away boats. There's raffles everywhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a bunch of boat sales here too.
Yep.
And I'm just excited to see some of the new baits as well. We got our friends from ProJ, some JDM stuff. Siege is not here today, so I'm going to get on there before Siege does, so I can pick up some stuff and leave him empty-handed.
Yep. I did see Jasper earlier when we got here. And we're giving some stickers away to kids. This is what it's all about too, man. You want guys to have the stickers and enjoy the stuff here. But Jasper's got. You know what he was telling me, Lou? He's like, you think that this is because I told him. I said, you're gonna make me lose my shirt every time I come here. You know what he told me? He's like, wait till May. He's like, wait till May. He goes, I got even more stuff coming in. So these guys are always evolving. The fishing industry is moving forward. Nothing stops.
Oh, so all his new stuff is coming in May.
All in May.
Oh, good
so
to
he's
know.
blowing stuff out right now.
Yeah, he's got to make room for the new stuff.
For this new stuff. He's got St. Croix ice fishing rods, the Mojo series, the Mojo series St. Croix.
Yeah.
And he's got Mojo series rods going for like $60 with 25% off. Mojo series rods
buddy.
they're not cheap.
Yeah.
So he's got good deals going on. But what about you, bro? Let me ask you, like, what so far? I mean, we've only been here for a few hours.
I walked around just before we recorded, and I'm plugging ProJ, but he's the only one probably here at the show that has my favorite crankbait, the OSP.
The OSP.
The OSP die buzzing. And there's only like probably 6 of them. I already took a picture and sent it to Siege. They're going to be sold out today.
Really?
So I bet they're going to be sold out. I'm going to get 2 or 3. So for sure they're going to be sold out today. But it's stuff like this. This is why you got to come early to the show. You gotta bring some dough, spend some money, because this is where you're going to find some deals. And talk to people, get some tips, man, as well. I was talking to Pam.
Yep.
I forget the brand she's with, man, but we're gonna have her on later.
Yep.
But they've got some new top waters and some swim baits. Really interesting stuff.
Oh wow! And Dice Man, Big River Baits is back. He's got a new bait as well.
Dice Man.
The Dice Man, he's there. We're giving him a
Dice
shout
Man!
out. What's up, Dice Man? He can't hear us right now.
He can't hear us.
He's in sales mode, eh?
Look at him.
But as soon as I seen him, he couldn't wait to show me his new bait.
You see that thing with all the hairs everywhere? What do you call that?
What do you call that? I
It
don't know.
looks like a planet with all these like spider legs everywhere. I don't know.
I'm going to call it the sunrise.
It's the dumbest looking thing, but hey.
Well, you know what? The Dice Man's back in business. Great to see Adriana with blue collar. She's rocking this year.
Yep.
She's got candles now rocking with beautiful scents from her friend. Still has all the the blue collar stuff, keeping that going. So things are good, man. I see Jared across from us. We're gonna have a talk with him later. So things are good, man. But we got a long weekend ahead of us, Lou. So
let's wrap this up. We're just making a quick intro. We're gonna get to some more people and products in this episode, and we're just here to have fun. Hopefully, we can see you guys at the show.
Hopefully, we'll see you soon. Let's keep going, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Lou Top Dog Pereira. We got Antonio Smash Maleka, and we have a special guest here today. We all know him. We've been following his story for a few years. He's been in the industry for a little while.
A few years, yeah.
Couple years.
The one and only Mr. JP DeRose.
How you doing, boys?
Welcome, brother. Welcome. Listen.
Thank you.
I know what you're thinking right now. Why the hell is there a banana in front of me? Lou has this theory, JP. I got to get your take on it. Okay. He wants everyone that sits in as a guest to sign this banana.
Okay.
And this guy's going to bring it on our boat.
Why not? Bananas aren't bad luck.
There you go. That's exactly my point, man.
Well, I'm giving him the Sharpie. He's going to sign it on air so people don't think that we're full of shit. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not happy about it.
JP, how many times have you had a banana on the boat and you still caught fish?
I'll give you the best background story ever.
There we go.
So I got a buddy of mine in Cape Coral who's a very good guide, good friend of mine. He guides for shark, tarpon, does offshore stuff. He's won redfish tournaments. The dude's a hammer. Huge banana superstition, like grossly huge. So years ago, I wanted to take my wife and son to catch their first tarpon. So I called Bo up and I'm like, "You got time for us?" He's like, "Yeah, of course." He goes, "Let's go play." So we're out there on the water, and the fishing's a little slow in the morning. I missed like 3 or 4 tarpon and whatever. And my wife out of nowhere just goes in her bag and pulls out a banana and just peels it and starts. And she's like, and Bo just looks at her and goes, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "What?" He goes, "Why do you have a banana?" And I'm like, "Sweetie," I'm like, "some captains think that bananas are bad luck." He goes, "You got to get rid of that." And she goes, and she bites it and eats it, right? Boy. And he goes, "Now you got to shit it out."
Oh my God, I believe it. You know what's funny? I can see your dad being one of those guys that just brings a banana on the boat and somebody's like, "What are you doing?" You're like, he's like, "What? What's the problem?"
Yeah.
He has no idea.
Listen,
doesn't care.
I can prove to you it doesn't matter because I have pictures of them holding their first tarpon.
There you go. See, thank you very much. To everyone that's listening, get that out. Don't worry about it.
It's signed now by JP. JP, you were on stage earlier. You've been a massive speaker for years at shows like this, and with your TV show and stuff, people look up to you. What are you talking about this year? What's happening? Anything new, or is it the same old? What's going on?
I think it's a little bit new with a little bit of new, because I usually take on gear. Every guy here is going to come and talk to you about, strolling a minnow, throwing a jig, chatterbait techniques. They're going to pick something in particular and dial it in. The problem is for most people who come down here is you walk into these tackle stores and there is 150, 200 rods. There's a whole bunch of reels. How do you know what to pick?
People are overwhelmed sometimes,
It
right?
is, especially if you're new to the game, right? So my job is to explain to them how to understand what they see in front of them and how to pick the proper thing to match what they want to do. Because I liken it to golfing. You don't tee off with a 7-iron. You don't chip with a driver. Certain things are designed to do certain. And muskie rods are designed to fish muskie and throw big baits, and panfish rods are designed to throw really small stuff. So I teach them how to match everything to make a good fitting, feeling, performing combo. And then this year I've really decided to bring in the fact that a medium power rod is not a medium power rod among all the lines. A medium power panfish rod does not have the same power as a medium power walleye rod, which does not have the same power as a medium power muskie rod. So they have to start reading the numbers. The thing that guys hate doing.
Yes.
We hate instructions. We hate asking for directions. Read the damn numbers. The manufacturers put them on the blank for a reason. So the weight rating for the lure, I'm starting to stress that to people, that is critical, because when your bait falls within a weight range on a lure, let's just say, of a rod, say the rod is a medium light rated for 1/8 ounce to 3/8 ounce, okay, which is a fairly standard rating. As long as your bait fits in that, the rod is going to load and unload properly.
Right.
So what happens on the converse side of that? Let's say you try to throw a 32nd ounce on this rod and reel combo. Well, the lure doesn't have enough kinetic energy on the back cast to bend the rod. If you can't bend the rod, it can't fling the lure. Mm-hmm. On the other side, if your bait is too heavy, it overloads the rod and then it can't propel the bait forward, so you lose accuracy. Right. So on one end, on the light side, you lose distance. On the heavy side, you lose accuracy. Keep your shit in between.
Right.
And if you could do that, you're going to have a better performing combo. You're going to be a more successful angler. So
and then there's so many other things like feeling the bait, being
balance
able to,
of the rod and reel. When the reel's the right size for the right power rod, it also makes a big difference. And when your line is the right pound test to match all of this, I mean, there's fishing. Everybody thinks fishing is, I go to the lake, I cast in the water, I catch a fish. That's only 3 things. No, it's A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F. It's barometric pressure. It's jig head size. It's the hook size. Is it a 1X? What size plastic am I throwing? What color is it? What time of year is it? Is it a cold front? There's too many variables.
I keep trying to explain this to my wife and she doesn't get it, man.
Yeah. You got to talk to her, Lou. I'm not happy with Monica. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Monica. So you've always been a technical guy, JP, and I got to say that, watching you for years, you've always been able to literally get it into people's heads, like, this is how you're going to do it. This is why you're doing it. Can I ask you a question? The new generation of fishermen coming in, technology has changed so much, brother. Forward-facing sonar has been a thing. How has that changed you as a fisherman? Has it even changed you as a fisherman? Or are you adapting to the new styles, the new things, electronics, baits,
so
etc.?
The baits haven't really changed. The stuff they're throwing with forward-facing sonar is the same stuff we've been throwing for years. The thing it's showing me, and I'm a guy who I love technology. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm not going to also sit there all day and ping a minnow and scope around at 100% on my trolling motor looking for 5 bites. What I've learned is that tool can be really used, if you're a traditional fisherman, you can implement that to teach yourself more about the species that you're after. I'll give you a prime example. This year on the Kawartha Lakes, I do a lot of walleye fishing every year. Normally, from growing up at the age of 10, I would fish walleye on new emergent cabbage as soon as the opener would happen, and then I'd fish to milfoiled weed edges in 8 to 10 feet of water. That was how you caught walleye. You rip jigged, you threw a soft plastic, whatever. Drag a crankbait over it. I don't care. However you want to do it. Now I'm catching walleye in 23 feet of water on absolutely nothing. And they're sitting in groups of 10 and 20 fish. You would never see those fish without live.
Yeah.
Now, how am I catching them? The exact same way I catch them on a weed line. I'm casting out a small jig head with a minnow imitation and hopping it like I would on a weed line. The difference is I know they're there.
Right.
So are you using the technology to not cast until you see what you think you want? Or are you just using it to say, hey, they're over there at 60 feet and make the cast?
Right.
And once I see them, I turn my scope off. So I use Humminbird Mega Live 2. I will turn my trolling motor away from them and I'll make the cast because they can feel that stuff.
That's a perfect topic, right? We've been talking about
it, man.
for so long now. So many people have opinions, but I feel like more and more information's coming out that's proving that they can feel it.
It's been a really weird topic to talk about, especially on our show, because there's so many people that have different views of it. I know
people are angry about it. There's like either you're left or right. Why can't you be somewhere in the middle?
Exactly.
Why can't you just say it's good? I personally like to use it, but I don't like to use it. I'd rather make a cast and feel a fish tick my line than watch him chase something in the middle of a water column. That's just the way I am. But at the same point in time, I can also catch fish that no one has seen before.
Right.
And they're dumb. When you find them out there over 100 feet of water, 15 feet under the surface, they eat as soon as the stuff hits the water.
That's interesting, eh?
Interesting.
They got nothing else to see out there. It's like put something
that's
in
what
front
they're
of
doing up there. They're sitting in the warmest water of the water column waiting for bait fish to swim by.
Well, you mentioned the Kawartha Lakes. You grew up fishing the Kawartha Lakes. I'm on Scugog.
Yep.
I have noticed
the worst lake ever, by the way.
Listen. One of my favorite lakes.
Come on.
Listen, man. Okay, listen, we need to talk. We just started a new segment.
There's no fish in this lake, man.
We sat next to Ron James last year, and he told me the exact same thing at CISA. Scugog was his favorite lake to fish. I know he lived on the lake as well, Ronnie. But listen, I got to ask you this. The walleye fishery, obviously it's been taking a beating over the years. Since 2016, the MNR has cut it off.
Yep.
We have, again, my friends, Lou's on Georgian Bay, I'm on Scugog, so we always fish. We go to Georgian Bay, we go to Scugog, we fish, all over the place. But when we do catch a walleye, it's a monster. And from what we've heard, I'd like to get your take on this, is where I'm going. We've heard that there's overloaded females, not enough males. This is coming from a couple sources.
This is Scugog we're talking about.
We're talking Scugog.
Okay.
Now, we've caught a few walleyes through the ice even last year, and they're huge. We're getting them off my dock. They're big out in Stevenson's Point. So what I'm trying to ask you is, what is causing the reproduction of walleye in the Kawarthas in general?
What's causing it to be up or down?
Yes.
There's so many different factors. Like I look at, take balsam compared to the rest of the Kawarthas, right? So balsam's a reverse slot.
Right.
So balsam is, you cannot keep them between, I think it's like 12.7 to 22.7 inches.
Right.
It's a big fish. 22-inch walleye is
a big fish.
It's a 4.5 pounder, right?
Shouldn't be able to keep that anyway, but anyways.
So now you're telling people you can kill them when they're the size of a perch, or you can kill them when they're really nice trophy fish, but they're protecting the slot spawners, the good ones, the 3-year-olds. That place has more walleye than any other place. But if you're going to eat fish, that's not the place to do it, because you can't damn catch a slot fish.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very similar to Nipissing too. That slot is, this year when we went up, it was hard, man. Like, and
what was the size difference? Like 4 inches
it
or
was
something?
4 inches, but like JP said, it's that perfect size.
It's a 2.5 to 3.3, 3 and 3/4 fish.
You know us, we don't eat a lot of fish. Like, we're eating wild, but like if we're gonna eat fish, we're gonna plan to go. We're gonna do. We don't go out there to fish just to keep fish and fill the freezer. But I feel like, and again, like just talking Kawartha Lakes, I feel like it is a kept secret when it comes to bass. Huge. Like we went out with Taro last year, and there was a tournament happening up the Scugog. I think it was on Scugog, but the guys were fishing. It was packed with dudes up the river, man. They were getting buckets. And I just feel like maybe you're just a dump fisherman, man, to be honest.
Are we live right now?
Yeah, we're no, but listen, man, we struggled on the lake. We've struggled on the lake.
So Scugog's one of those lakes, and it's changed a lot. Again, when I was fishing tournaments, I started fishing tournaments in '97, so it's been a minute.
Right.
I stopped fishing tournaments around 2014 or so, 15 maybe. But all my years growing up, I fished with some really great guys who taught me a lot of that shallow slop fishing that happens on Scugog. So the rice pattern, the arrowhead pattern, the lily pad pattern, the undercut bank pattern, the dock pattern. These are all vital things. But back then, Scugog was a lot dirtier than it is now.
Right.
Scugog cleaned off. The smallmouth have become more prevalent in Scugog as well. You have more chances of weighing a 20-plus pound sack of smallmouth than you do of largemouth on Scugog.
That sound crazy?
It does, but I'm not surprised, Lou. Like we've caught nickels on.
We know
on the
some
gog.
local guys that fish the bass tournaments there, and they're all saying that the smallie fishery is so much better than the largemouth.
I wouldn't say it's better. It just depends what you want to do. Like, do I want to go throw a shallow running crankbait or a top water over a sand flat for hours on end, hoping to God that pack of smallmouth show up? Yeah, not really. I'd rather go throw a frog in the rice and the pads and the arrowheads, or flip a jig in them,
right?
Or throw a fluke or something that's going to, get me in a reaction bite.
Yeah,
that to me is
is more fun.
I can do that for 8 hours a day, and if I don't get my bites, I was. When you do that,
you're engaged.
But you're mentally stimulated the entire time. You're picking targets. You're looking for your next cast. You're expecting an explosion. When you're out in the middle of nowhere, hoping to God these fish are going to show up, I'm sorry, I'd rather stay home and watch paint dry.
Oh my God. I got to ask you this, man. You're a busy guy, seminars. We talked a little bit about, you going overseas, doing some guiding out there and stuff like that. Do you still find time to pleasure fish? Or is it always business with you, brother?
No, I try to find time to pleasure fish. The problem is now my pleasure fishing time is like, okay, I got to go get a bunch of YouTube videos done. Let's go. I grab my son and we jump out on the water, and then I'll knock off like 15 or 20 YouTube videos. So I'm not getting that. Let's take a buddy and go screw around for the day. I used to grab Moose. You ask Moose, I used to call him all the time. Hey, Moose, you want to go fishing tomorrow? He's like, I'll see you there. Right? And we just go pound walleye on the Kawarthas, or we go perch fishing on Simcoe. And I don't get the time anymore, but I'm very fortunate because I'm so busy in the industry I want to be in.
Right.
How do I sit here and complain to you?
Yeah,
how do I have the balls to say to you guys, life's really tough. I get paid to go fishing.
Damn it. You got to go fishing for perch.
Yeah.
Everyone listening to this does not feel bad for you, brother.
No, and I don't expect anybody to ever feel bad for me. When I say I'm busy, I always preface it with, and it's a good thing, and I'm grateful for being busy, because if I'm busy, that means I'm doing my job properly. People like what I'm doing, and I'm getting to work in an industry. I was a caterer for 20 some odd years.
Yes.
You were a caterer?
I ran a catering company for 20 years.
Come on, did you know this?
Buddy, we're getting into this, eh? Like
What?
the hill went like this, now we're coming in it, now we're going up.
I feel like I'm going to leave any second now, so you guys can just
Listen,
go on.
man. Okay, so he was a caterer. This is just from what I heard, and I heard that you know your way around a kitchen really well.
Well, I wouldn't be this fat if I didn't.
Come on, man.
Buddy, you're still pumping weights.
You're
You're all
still
right.
looking good, buddy.
You're all right.
So catering business, take us back, man. Like what's going on?
So
with
the
you?
catering business started with my dad in 1984. He was asked. My dad's kind of a jack of all trades kind of guy. He did everything: sold cars, sold real estate, worked as a bartender down in Toronto for years at the Valhalla Inn. I mean, he did home renovations. My dad could do just about anything. And my mom was the head secretary at a high school in Toronto, and the principal said to her, we're starting a new school. We need a caterer. Do you think your husband would want to try it? So my dad went in there and went old school Italian and was making everything from scratch every day. Homemade pizza doughs, rice balls, homemade sauces, panzerotti, like homemade meat pies, arancini, everything. Everything.
Friggin' love it.
And made a business out of it. And he did that with his brother and his sister. He brought them in to work with him. And they did that for about 10 years.
Well, it's just for the school.
For the school. And then he decided that he wanted to bring us into it. And at the time, I always worked in restaurants. My brothers always worked in restaurants. I worked at high-level restaurants like Paparazzi when I was a kid.
No way, the paparazzi.
Yeah.
That's so funny, man.
Come on, man. Woodbridge? Are we talking Woodbridge Paparazzi?
Markham,
Okay,
Beaver
good.
Creek, yep.
Yeah.
So I did all that stuff, and then I managed a Swiss Chalet for a bunch of years. So I always worked in the hospitality industry. And my dad said, why don't you come in and work with us? I was like, all right. So we came in, him and my brother and myself, And then we started going to RFPs for other schools. We built our business up to 10 locations. So we were serving about 14,000 kids a day.
Oh my God, it's incredible.
So I took on the role of product development, menu development, and staff training. That was my job because I was the cook. My brother Mike would handle RFPs and do everything else. And then my other brother Carmen came in. We brought him out of being a foreman for commercial plumbing. Brought him into the business because he can sell ice cubes to an Eskimo. We put him in charge of purchasing.
Nice.
So we had a great trio. The three of us together, kind of very well-rounded. So I learned, and I did the, train the trainer, food safety. I was being able to train all of our staff on food safety protocols and develop menu for kids. So I'd go around and have meetings with student councils, do surveys with them, figure out what kids are into these days. And we always tried to push the envelope and create a healthier menu homemade. Not the shit I ate when I was in high school,
Right.
where the only thing was good was fries and gravy on a Friday.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want sloppy joes out of a frozen can.
Yeah.
I don't want any of that stuff. So homemade lasagnas, rigatoni alla vodka. Like,
Oh my God,
we
kids were eating that?
in high school, dude. Like chicken
That's
parmigiana
hilarious.
sandwiches. I would make hot pepper relishes for the kids because they love spicy stuff. People don't realize this, but kids.
I was gonna say that the research you have to do, like to feed
For children,
to
it's
feed
no
your
joke.
kids is one thing, but when you're feeding hundreds of kids, that's some crazy research, bro.
Yeah, so we were doing, when we were at our prime, I would say we would do just say trays of fresh baked cookies. We had a contract with English Bay, who make a great frozen product for cookies. We would do probably on average 24 cookies to a tray. I would say we'd probably sell about 3,000 cookies a day between the locations.
Jesus. So do you have a commissary?
So everything was on site. Everybody had their
so
own
you had- oh,
own
every-
walk-in fridge, own walk-in freezer, own deli slicer, own dough mixer, commercial dough mixer, own gas
That's
ovens
awesome.
and stoves and convection ovens. Dude, we did everything fresh on site. Nothing was done in a warehouse prepared, packaged, and shipped.
On site. I
On
love
site
it.
every morning.
Wow.
Dough would go in, fresh yeast blocks every day. We'd make our dough
You miss
fresh every
making
day.
dough, Lou?
No, I don't.
You don't
man.
miss making. You don't miss
No,
miss mix
that's
that
hard
smell,
work. That
the
is,
smell,
I loved
I
it.
do love the smell.
the smell
It's
of the
hard
yeast,
work,
brother.
man. It's hard work,
You remember going home smelling like flour?
buddy.
Come on. So Lou managed a pizza shop in Port Credit for years when we were younger. My family's in the pizza business as well, Pizzaiolo. And
That's your family?
It's my wife's family. I shouldn't
Yeah.
take credit for it. I actually owned a Pizzaiolo when I was 21 years old. We're not going to get into that. Didn't end
They're
up,
still going.
they're
They are,
rocking.
yeah.
They are
Yeah.
rocking. Actually, I went to Woodbine Casino on the weekend for my cousin's birthday. He's got a Pizzaiolo in by the slot machines.
Are you serious?
I was like, what's going on? Luigi's popping. Good for you, bud. But I don't miss that smell. I don't miss that smell, man. The smell of the yeast, the fresh dough, nothing beats it, man. So you guys, where are you? Is it still going, or
So-
did you retire? Your dad retire with that?
So Dad left us last year around June. We lost Dad, but he was off for quite a few years. He basically once he realized that the way we did things was a little quicker and easier than the way he was old school.
Right.
He did his books and then had a handwritten backup copy. Like my dad was old school. He was amazing at what he did, but I came in and I created spreadsheets and I would do I started doing the accounting for the company.
QuickBooks
I'd be like,
Online, man.
Yeah, dude. I was like,
Come on, pops.
my dad would be like, "What do you mean you're done? You can't be done. You've only been in there for 40 minutes." I'm like, "Dude, I just reconciled 10 schools. We're good." So, anyways, as things went on in 2006, I got hired by World Fishing Network and I started doing my own series.
Right.
I was doing both. So I was running my own series. I was running the catering company with my brothers. So I handled all menu development, all accounting, all government work. So I dealt with WSIB, created workplace safety manuals. I did all that stuff.
Wow.
So I got to the point where I was kind of like, I really like this fishing thing. I love the catering thing because I loved the kids. I loved working with the students. Kept you young,
Right.
right? And then our liberal government got in our face and said, we're going to introduce the Healthy Eating Act to schools.
Oh boy.
So here we go. You're not allowed to put sodium in stuff. You can't sell stuff with sugar, no chips, no pop, no chocolate bars, no cookies. Your pizza mozzarella has to have a limited amount of fat, which we all know what happens when you take fat out of mozzarella.
Oh, yeah. It's
Doesn't
it's
work.
plastic.
Dry and it's crap.
Yeah.
You can't put pepperoni on a pizza, but you can put ham on a pizza. Like they came up with these ridiculous set of restrictions for the caterer, but never told the kids you can't order in from takeout. You can't go to the McDonald's across the street.
Right.
So they took our business and cut it in half essentially. So we got to the point where we had a very lucrative business, that became very challenging. Our food cost went up naturally. Our labor stayed the same, and our sales dropped by 50%.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
So I started doing the numbers, and I'm like, guys, we're on a slide here. I've got an opportunity to try to take on my production company full time. I'm going to give you guys the company. So I gave it to my two brothers and walked away from it in 2019. And then COVID hit.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even see it coming. Nobody saw it coming.
No
So
one did.
I walked out right before they shut my brothers down for 2 years.
Jeez, man.
So now it's down to my brother's got 2 locations left. My other brother retired. He's still running the catering company. And I went full bore into production.
Wow.
It's crazy because just watching his show, it's very well produced, by the
Thank
way.
you.
Like, just the fact that you had to worry about that plus running the business on the back end, nobody, like guys like us, we would never know.
Nobody knew that
ever knew.
Nobody knew I had 2 lives going at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same point in time, I felt like I had the catering so under control that it was on cruise control for a lot of reasons. And it was just because of good measurements. And, I have family working there. Like, you guys know, you're in business. If you have a bunch of locations, you're going to leave people and trust them not to play when the cat's away.
Right.
We had enough of us. My wife worked for us. My sister-in-law worked for us. My brothers worked for us. And I worked for us. So, and I had my dad at that time who was popping in and out of locations. So
Yeah.
the quality was taken care of. We
Yeah.
made sure that we treated all of our customers the same, that the quality of the food was always the same. The level of service was always the same. So that wasn't a worry. My job was to get the numbers done, and computers are great at that.
Right.
Right?
So I think, sorry to interrupt, but I think a lot of people want to know, how did you transition from the catering world into this world, man? How did that happen?
So in 2006, World Fishing Network approached me. And
Why? How-
I had just finished fishing the first year of the Super Series. So that was the biggest tournament series back then in Canada. So Bob Azumi was there, Rocky Crawford, all the big boys, right? John Noel and Dave Mercer and everybody that you could think of fished. Wayne Azumi, Bob Azumi, like everybody.
Yeah.
Paul Clemson, Les Acne. So I jumped in that year, and I'm going to step back just a hair. Before that, I was fishing limited horsepower series. So the 60 and under series turned into the 100 and under series. That's how I started in 2000 or 97. I got bored of it because I wasn't practicing for tournaments. I was doing really well. It wasn't driving my competitive side. And I grew up in a world of sports. I played competitive football through javelin. Like, that's all I ever did in growing up. So I wanted to compete. When I got out of college or university, which I left after 6 months because I thought my job list options were absolutely horrible, I needed to compete because I was no longer playing football. I wasn't doing what I love to do. Fishing took that spot for me in 97. So I did that, got bored of it because it wasn't challenging. And I said to my wife, I'm either going to quit fishing tournaments or I'm going to go try to fish the toughest, biggest tournaments in Canada. She goes, well, what do you need to do that? I said, well, I got to buy a bigger boat. I can't go compete against guys in 250s
Right.
with a 17-foot boat with a 90 on it, right?
Yeah.
She's like, go buy a boat. It's like, you got to understand,
What?
Val is,
That's
Val.
huge, eh?
I got the blessing?
That's huge.
You ask Moose about my wife. Val is the most supportive person you will ever meet. She's like always never even questions. I can come up with the most cockamamie idea you can think of, and she will not flinch. She will not flinch one bit. She trusts me 100% of the way. So I went and bought a new boat. I got sponsored by Bay City Marine at the time, had a 19-foot Triton, put a 200 on it.
Bay City Marine. Were they on Dundas at the time?
I think
That's
they were.
when my dad bought his lunch.
Yeah, I think they were on Hester still at that point.
Oh, man.
So anyway, I fished the season that year. It was the first time fishing Lake St. Clair, Lake Erie. I won Rookie of the Year by a landslide. It wasn't even like a competition.
Wow.
Amazing.
Like, I had a really good year, and World Fishing Network started that year. So at this very show in 2005, in the spring of 2006, World Fishing Network was here interviewing all of the anglers because they were going to film the series that year. It was the first time we were going to have a nationally televised full tournament series. So they went and interviewed all the guys. And I'll never forget, Tina Taggart, who became a good friend of mine, she was the host. Tina was the host of CGTV, Casino Gaming Night, Poker Night in Canada. Very good-looking girl, very well-spoken, professional. She'd come and do an interview. Well, Tina, good-looking girl, most of us are just dumb fishermen, right? So they just can't stop but staring, right? So they're having this one-on-one, and Tina just wanted to talk to you about your season, what you're expecting, a little bit about yourself. And she came to me and she goes, okay, I want to do an interview with you. I'm like, sure. I said, I've never done an interview before, but what do you want to do? And she's like, I'll ask you a question, just address me, and then every once in a while address the camera so you're engaging with the person at home. I'm like, okay, I could do that. So we had a conversation, just like you were having right now with me.
But you were a professional.
I was a caterer at the time, a full-time caterer.
So you know how to talk. And you know what you're doing.
I basically did my interview, and at the end of it, when they shut the camera down, she's like, dude, she goes, you're a dead ringer on camera. She goes, like, I've interviewed everybody. You're a dead ringer on camera. I'm like, oh, cool. And I walked away. 2 weeks later, WFN called me and said, we're going to sponsor you for the year, pay all your entry fees, wrap your truck and boat for you.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, okay. So then I won a major that year, had a camera in my boat a lot. And they came to me and said, hey, we have ICAST coming up. We need some web content for our new website. Would you be willing to fly to ICAST and do some interviews for the web?
This is Orlando ICAST. Right?
At that time, it was Vegas.
Vegas. Oh, even better.
So anyway, so I got on a plane with Matt Kelly at the time was the cameraman. And it was just me and Matt. They gave me a mic with a little box that said WFN on it and sent me into the world.
That's hilarious, man.
Never doing any sort of production whatsoever.
No training.
No training, nothing. So I went there. I saw what I thought was cool as an angler, talked to the manufacturers, asked pertinent questions because I know what I'm talking about. And they saw all the footage when they came back, and they called me into their office and they're like, okay, we watched the footage. And I'm like, how bad was it? They're like, you need your own show.
Amazing.
That's wild, man.
So it was kind of crazy. And I'm like, oh, really? He's like, if you had to do a show, what would you want to do? I said, I'd love to do something like on ICAST. And that's how Getting Schooled was born.
Yep.
So we did that for 4 years.
Wow.
And at the end of that, which the show was doing very well, our president at the time said, we need a new spin for you for a show. So I goes, I want you to create a new show. So I created Beyond the Cast, where we rated gear. So we'd take 4 spinning rods in the same category and test them all. And I had 4 independent testers doing the work. The problem was, that's loud.
That's a little loud. That's okay, man. The mic's
okay. The mic's, we're good.
That's good.
We'll talk to Moose later.
So anyway, so we did this thing. The problem with this show was they wouldn't let me tell the true truth about what exactly the differences were. So let's just say brand A scored a 9, but brand B really scored a 3. They'd make me say it was a 7 because they didn't want it to sound as bad as it was for fear of being sued.
Right.
So your show that you wanted to produce when you got the guys behind the mics telling you how you're gonna do it, I could imagine how that made you feel. You're probably like, well, you're trying to be true to it.
Listen, if a reel is a 3, it's a 3.
It's a 3.
If the drag sticks, I'm gonna show you it sticks.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna give me that challenge. So it became hard because I was working with Shimano at the time. I had 4 guys who were not sponsored, so I had independent guys who did the numbers, but it was kind of teetering on that line. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do something new. So Breaking Boundaries came around.
Yep.
So I created Breaking Boundaries based on one of my producers introduced me to a doc series. I don't know if you guys are into metal at all. You don't strike me as heavy metal guys.
No, man.
I'm going to the Motley Crue concert, by the way, in August. But anyways, I don't know if that counts as a metalhead. But anyways,
we'll give you some points. But so growing up, I grew up in the era of Kiss and Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath, and so that's how I grew up. 4 years old, that's what I listened to. So he told me, hey, you got to check out this doc series. It's called The Evolution of Metal. If you ever look it up, it's great.
All right.
So this guy who's a genealogist created this documentary series called The Evolution of Metal, where he said, I'm going to start and see where the roots of heavy metal came from. So he started with, like, say, the Beatles was the start of rock. And then the Beatles spawned off into this group, into this subgroup. And by the time he got to Norwegian death metal and everything that's out there, he had this family tree. And
that's cool.
I was like, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I could do that for fishing.
There we go.
So I'm like, all right, I'm going to start with, so I sat down with a piece of paper literally at my table and I put a fish at the top, drew a tick down, spread out to 2 sides, and I said, well, there's salt water and there's fresh water. Then I drew a line. I said, well, in fresh water, there's rivers, there's lakes, there's reservoirs. On the salt side, there's like inshore, there's offshore, and there's, whatever. So I came up with all these things. And then there's this type of structure in each one. And then there's this type of
I could see
lure.
that being a really big graph.
512 branches by the time I was done. So I'm sitting there with this massive genealogical tree of fishing. And I said, all right, I'm a professional angler. I fish tournaments as a pro. Let's see what I've done in my life. So I started circling the ways I've caught fish and the fish I've caught.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? And I stood back and I pushed it back and I'm like, I've done shit. Nothing. I've done I'm a professional angler.
I thought you were going to say like you circled almost all of it.
No, I had done so little of it. Like I've done a lot of freshwater stuff here.
Right.
Like I've caught brook trout and I've caught every trout species, every bass species, walleye, perch. Yes, I've caught it. But then there's other stuff that I haven't done. Hadn't done sturgeon, hadn't done bluefin tuna, hadn't done, yellowfin tuna and snappers and cuberas and sharks. And anyways, I had this long list. I said, let's create a show where I travel the world trying to do this stuff. Sucks to be me, right?
Right. I was going to say, that sounds horrible.
But the draw was, can I take what I know from professionally being a bass angler into all these species and make it work?
Right.
Can I take it into all these different fisheries and apply my knowledge? Or do you have to learn an entirely new set of skills?
Right.
It's a valid question.
Yeah.
And I could say that about Lou too, because when we went to the Keys together for the first time, you've heard me talking about it for years. And the one thing you said was, how are we going to fish? How are we going to do this? I said, Lou, I think you're going to pick it up pretty quickly. There is a lot of similarities.
Fishing is
to
fishing.
It. It's fishing is fishing. It's just, it's different patterns, different baits and whatnot. But I mean, your show, like how did it go? Like did you feel like you
stupidly well? Like it became something that I would put myself in situations where I'd be in the Florida Keys fishing with Captain Richard Black in the back of Florida Bay for snook, redfish, and speckled sea trout. And I would fish a jig that I fish for smallmouth. And he'd be like, yeah, they only eat this. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. And
I love that.
Beat the hell out of them on this stuff.
I love that.
Absolutely beat the hell out of them.
That's so much fun, man.
So it became a pattern of mine where I would challenge the guides and not do it in a way of being a dick.
Yeah.
I'm not there. I'm not a pompous fisherman. I can learn from someone who's just starting to fish as equally as I can learn from someone who's been fishing their whole life. The point is to take what they're doing and see if there's a better mousetrap. So it came to fruition in Alaska on the Kenai River. I was with this really great guide, Brian. I'll never forget Brian. He looked like a bear. He's from Russell Fishing. And we're on the Kenai, and I said to him, I want to do pinks because it was a pink year, pink salmon. And I want to do sockeye, but I want them green and red. I want to show
proper sockeye.
National Geographic kind of sockeye. He's like, well, if you want to do the sockeye, we're going to have to floss them. Now, if you guys know what flossing is. So flossing is a very popular river fishing technique for salmon where you flick your line upriver where the fish is sitting and you drift past him.
Yeah.
And a fish has always got his mouth going like this and the line goes in the mouth. So the hook grabs him on the outside of the cheek when you pull through. It's called flossing. So I'm like, Brian, I won't floss on camera. There is no way I'm going to floss anything on camera. I'll get my ass chewed by the fishing population. Right. I said, just put me near them and let me see if I can figure them out. So we get up there and I can see these sockeye pop in the water everywhere. So I throw an inline spinner and I don't get bumped. And I throw a float with a marabou underneath it like I would in BC for pinks. And I get a couple taps and I'm like, take the float off. I throw that marabou out there and I hop it twice and I feel dunk. And I reel down and I crack them. And it's a nice 7 or 8 pound sockeye and it's down the throat. I'm like, Brian,
there we go.
I'm going to strip all this stuff off your rods. And I put my own reels with new braid. And at the time, it was funny. I was actually field testing the Shimano Noski reels the first time it came out. Caught 128 sockeye that day on hair jigs on camera. So Paul Powis was with me.
That's awesome.
My good friend Randy Dale was with me and myself. We were tripled up every cast.
That's awesome.
So much so that Brian, the guide who's grown up there and lived there his whole life, asked me to leave him every one of my jigs because he's never seen anything like that.
Holy moly.
So that's an example of me taking what I learned in British Columbia, bringing it to Alaska, and it working perfectly.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So that became my shtick. So now that's what I do. This year, I spent a month in the Florida Keys. My goal was to fish smallmouth style in Florida Keys to see what I could catch. Caught tarpon, snook, redfish, juvenile, so mangrove snapper, mutton snapper, red grouper, Sierra or mackerel. I mean, you look downs. I did a whole show fishing bridges with Mega Live 2 catching them every single cast.
No
You know, what are you
way.
saying by smallmouth style? Like, what are you drop shotting? What were you
I was
doing?
throwing a ball head jig with a fluke style or a mooch minnow.
That's ridiculous.
I don't touch live bait.
Those guys must have been like, what's this guy doing?
Angry.
So basically,
Angry.
when we went to the Florida Keys, we were doing it wrong. We should have just stuck to our roots, is what you're saying. 7 Mile Bridge,
Oh,
we're sitting there hammered, and we're trying to figure out how to
Yeah,
catch.
and
All we had to do
you
was
guys
go
went
to
and bought a bunch of shrimp, threw them on the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
Got picked off by every single fish that was out there will chew a shrimp off a hook before you
That's
can even
true.
try to set the hook on it.
Yeah.
You know what, Lou? We just got to go to our roots, brother. not to say that we didn't pop when we were there.
It is
We
a
got
lot.
lots of
Listen,
fish.
when you're on a bridge, it's a lot tougher, right? I'm sitting. I towed my boat down there. I literally did YouTube videos talking about fishing bridges, and I'd roll up to like the Channel 5 bridge, which isn't far
Yep.
from the Channel 7, and I'd scope this set of pilings, and I'd be like, "Look at this!" And it looked like bait fish. You throw the jig in there, and it hits the bottom. You hop it once, and it's like, boom! I got a jack. Boom! I got a jack. Boom! I got a small snapper. Boom! I got a mangrove. Boom! I got a grouper. Every cast.
That's incredible, and I think that's why That's why I go to the Keys every year, because you get that. You never know what you're going to catch, man. You go
Never.
to so that 5 Mile Bridge that you're talking about, or the
Channel 5,
Channel
yep.
5, is that closer to Islamorada? Like,
Yeah,
area?
it's Long Key, so in between Marathon and Islamorada. The Channel
Right.
7 is just past Marathon.
just past Marathon. Yeah, we stay in Marathon there. So
Yep.
your show
You
now.
go to Sparky's
Yeah, Sparky's. Are you
happy hour?
There might be videos of us at Sparky's, Lou.
35-cent wings and peel and eats.
I got the before and after of
You
Lou.
can make your fish 5 different ways.
Lazy Days is really good for that. Lazy Days does a great job. I don't know if you guys have ever been to
Nope.
Lazy Days. It's in Islamorada. So every time I go, I'll kill a full limit of mangrove snapper because they're great eating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I'll clean them up, bring them there, and you do catch your cook.
right.
Or cook your catch, and they do it. Lazy style is like a panko breaded with like chopped scallions and tomato and like key lime butter on it, and then they do a panko jalapeno crusted and dude, blackened. So we do those 3, and they give you a salad and some vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Make
made
some
we made,
tacos.
we made a mistake when we went with our bag of fish. We went to It was at Sparky's, and we gave her the bag, and she's like, "How do you want it?" We're like, "Run it through the garden." She's like, "Okay, no problem." The spread that they brought, we were like, "How are we gonna eat this?"
Yeah.
Blackened,
It was
and the
so good.
taco set. It was
Yeah, it was
so
amazing.
good.
Yeah,
man.
but you know what you do with that stuff? You throw it in a nice wrap the next day on the boat. And you have
That's
a little
what we did.
fish
They
taco
They were
wraps.
sandwiches,
So
man.
Yeah,
good,
man.
So good.
The key, there's nothing like it, man. Like, I gotta be honest.
Hey, Eating Wild listeners, are you still searching for that perfect boat?
Extreme Marine London has got you covered with new and used boat sales, service, and professional installation of marine electronics and accessories. Visit their London or Kingsville, Ontario locations today and get ready to make waves and catch that fish of a lifetime.
Extreme Marine is your one-stop marine shop. Check them out at www.extrememarinelondon.com and follow their journey on Instagram and Facebook. Be sure to tell them that the Eating Wild Boys sent you.
So, JP, you brought up Panama earlier.
Yeah. Do a lot of time in Panama.
So, what's that all about? What are you doing out there, man?
So my connection with Panama is Tropic Star Lodge. So in 2016, I got invited down to the lodge to help promote their inshore fishery. Yeah, we got a moose coming in.
Moose is coming in right on
Hey guys,
time.
what's happening?
What's up,
Moosey?
Moose? You can hear us.
I heard
Panama.
I heard something about Panama.
Have
I
you
had
been?
to hop in.
Have you been?
Oh my god,
Moose has
Listen,
been.
I'll tell you, it is the most magical place on earth. It really is.
Well, JP was just about to tell us why it's the most magical place on earth.
So yeah, you got a combination of things down there. So you are literally in the middle of the Darien jungle. So you're 100 miles from the closest road, 150 miles due south of Panama City. You can only get there by boat or plane.
That's awesome.
And the only pressure on the area from fishing perspective is the natives, which there's maybe 6 villages. One of them is fairly decent sized, 2,500 people. The one next to the lodge is maybe about 1,200 people. And then there's a couple of 100 to 200 people villages. They're handline fishing. Nobody's commercial fishing down there.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Now, outside of the 20-mile marker from shore, there is longliners. But the fishery is so diverse, so good, both offshore and inshore. So anyways, I ended up going down in 2016 and I developed a inshore program for them.
Really?
So we talked a little bit about how I like to take what I know and bring it to a place I don't. That was the prime example. So I went down in 2016, filmed 3 shows in 4 days, caught roosterfish, cuberas, bluefin trevally. We caught everything. Marlin, sailfish, all of it. And I took what I knew from fishing Florida there, like the way we bait fish. Then I came back in 2018 and I brought 2 hammers with me. I brought Captain Bo Johnson, my buddy who's the shark, tarpon, and redfish guide. And I brought a buddy from California, Dan Thorburn.
So not moose.
This was pre-moose.
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 Sorry, moose.
We're getting there.
So anyways, we go down there and I'm like, guys, I think we can destroy this place because they do this traditional way of fishing was offshore they troll and they know how to catch billfish. They know how to catch mahi. They know how to catch tuna. But inshore, you are either throwing a popper the size of my forearm, which will wear your ass out faster than you can blink, or they were bump trolling live baits. One on a rigger, one on an outrigger, and you'd catch everything. But I don't want to drink beer looking at the shore bobbing up and down while I wait for a rod to get bit and be hand to me.
Right.
Yeah.
So we started throwing jerk baits
Yes.
on musky gear.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That would have been nuts.
Bubba. It's one
No,
thing.
no. You don't see. That's the other thing. You think you're going to throw jerk bait like you do for smallmouth. If you did this with a musky rod all day,
You'd be dead.
You'd have to go to the massage therapist at the lodge. So what we learned to do is use a high-speed gear ratio reel, and I would point at the lure, and I'd use the handle.
There you go.
So very little wear and tear on the physical body, because when you do this for 8 hours a day for 4 days in a row, trust me,
But that bait is
You're
still
getting worn
darting.
out.
it's down and it's darting. And like we use a Shimano Current Sniper. Now it's called the Current Sniper. It used to be the Colt Sniper. 170 or 140 mil jerk bait that casts a country mile, throwing it on 65-pound braid, on a Tranx 400, on an 80-pound fluoroleader, on a like 7.6 to 8 foot like musky rod.
Like the high-speed Tranx.
High-speed Tranx, HG model, 43, 46 inches of line per handle turn.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So anyways, and then
And
when
you're
you get
just
eaten,
reeling. You're just reeling.
when you
Like,
get eaten, it's like something really mad at this bait has eaten it and wants to go back to its house, and you can't stop them from going.
no.
Oh,
That's
man.
awesome, man.
When I tell you
Moose,
it's magical,
Moose got pregnant a few times down there.
it's magical. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Like words can't describe it. We briefly talked about it on the podcast.
Yep.
When you experience it for the first time,
yeah.
you'll never want to saltwater fish anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It is spoiling. It's more so spoiling because, listen, at the end of the day, there's no lodge in the world that can control the fish.
Right.
Right.
The fish are an independent living organism that they could be on due to aligning weather conditions. They could be off due to something, water temperature, whatever it is. But the one thing that you will never miss at Tropic Star is the quality of the food, the quality of the service, and the experience. That stuff is above par. It's better than any place, and I've traveled a lot of places in my life.
Yeah.
It ruins you. It really ruins you to go other places.
Tone, when I say hospitality, the old school way, hospitality done right, not like the way it's done now,
Yep.
properly.
Yeah.
Proper hospitality, from the food to the service. They know my name. They know what I like. They don't have to ask twice.
5:15 in the morning, knock on your door. Patterson comes in, who's the head of the hospitality, and he will bring you what you want to drink in the morning. If you tell him you want a screwdriver for breakfast, he'll bring you a screwdriver. You want a coffee with cream, he will knock on your door at your bedroom, make sure you're up for breakfast, and give you that in your bed.
They folded my laundry. They
service
put my
sound-
clothes away.
Service sounds
I got
amazing.
back to the room and I was like, "Where are my bags? My bags are empty." JP,
Well,
I've
listen.
been robbed. And all of a sudden, no, my stuff is unpacked, put
Put
away,
into the drawers.
I'm telling you, they take care of you. The food, the people, the fishing, bar none, the most incredible time I've ever had.
You've got experience in the culinary world. So how's the food there? I can't imagine that.
Above board. I mean, I hang out with Chef Gabriel quite a bit. Chef Gabriel is an absolute monster.
Nice.
He's a monster. I mean, from desserts, appetizers. I mean, it's bad enough. So you wake up, I'll give you the breakdown of how you eat at the lodge. When you get there on the first day, they give you a piece of paper for your lunches. Every day has a different selection of items, and they will pack your lunch for you, whatever you want, and have it on the boat for you in a Yeti cooler bag. So when you get on the boat, you don't have to worry about your lunches. So whether you want, homemade empanadas or, that day is a turkey avocado, fresh wrap, they bake their bread all on site there. So everything is done like fresh meatloaf sandwiches, fresh tuna, the best deep fried chicken ever. Southern fried chicken, spicy fried chicken, like crazy stuff. Anyways,
Bean soup. The infamous
black bean soup.
bean
I have the recipe. I have the recipe for that. Moose.
Goodness.
I have the
my
recipe.
goodness.
Are we sharing that on this podcast? Or?
We could. I have the recipe on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, man. So this is all included. This is included with the experience.
The only thing that's not included in the experience at Tropic Star, and for very good reason, is the alcohol. They'll give you wine at dinner. They don't want you open bar shit-faced.
Sure, of course.
And for good reason, because
Yeah.
you're on rough water some days, you're on the boat.
Yeah, of course.
They don't want the drama. Fishermen are not notoriously very... they got
Properly behaved.
They got some ego. Fishermen have some ego and sometimes too much testosterone. So adding alcohol to that as fuel to the fire. But the bars are like they make mixed drinks, pina coladas, margaritas, whatever you want. I mean,
So after you get off the boat, you guys want to
so
have
here
a nice
you
meal.
go. Here's your start. Knock knock. 5:30 in the morning. Here's your coffee. Get dressed. Take a shower. Whatever you got to do. By 5:30 the restaurant opens. By 6 you're eating your breakfast. By 6:30 you're on the boat. Your breakfast is a choice. You want fresh French toast. You want
Anything you want.
Anything you
I
want.
want eggs and bacon.
Huevo rancheros. You want that does not eggs and bacon over easy over medium
it's
scrambled.
There.
You want
Here's your coffee.
fresh fruit. You
Go to
want
the
toast with avocado. Whatever you want, they'll make for you. Fresh granola and fresh homemade yogurt. Whatever. You have that. You go to the boat. You fish all day. Your lunch is on the boat, so you have your lunch. You have a few beers on the boat if you want. You get off the boat. You go back to the Marlin Bar, and they greet you with a cold towel to wipe yourself off. You go into the bar section. They will bring out hors d'oeuvres for you.
Oh, you missed a step. This is one of the coolest parts is when you get off the boat and you come back, everybody comes back at the same time. The laughter and the camaraderie on the dock
Oh, absolutely.
is unreal because they feed the fish right there.
Yeah, they got a living ecosystem under their dock. So the last fishing manager, Captain Richie White, built a series of like concrete pilings and stuff and built an ecosystem under the lodge. So there is Kubera snapper, Goliath grouper, dogtooth snapper, Jack crevalles, roosterfish,
Wow.
surgeon fish. They all live. So when the
Right
feeding,
there.
when the boats come in and
They
the
know,
water
they
starts
know.
running
They're
on
ready.
the cleaning table,
Yeah.
you can slap a bonita on the water and a Kubera or a Goliath will come up and eat it out of your hand.
Out of your hand.
That's so cool, man.
It's the coolest thing. It's the coolest. I'm telling
So
you.
even if you get skunked on the boat, you won't get
Well,
skunked on
ask
shore.
JP what he might have done one time. Accidentally might have hooked. Well, they don't allow you to fish off the docks. Is that right?
Yeah, so the rule is don't
Yeah,
fish
makes
off
sense.
don't fish off the docks during feeding time because it's unfair.
Right, right.
So I had gotten off the boat one day and we had a really good day and we were catching them jigging and this woman gets off the boat and like, how did you catch them? And I'm like, we caught them jigging, and she goes, what's jigging? So I said, okay, here, this is jigging. So I grabbed my rod out of the boat, had a butterfly jig on it, and I dropped it down to show her right beside the boat. I popped it once and the Goliath ate my jig.
Yeah.
So now I'm fighting a 300-pound Goliath standing on this dock.
Oops.
Yeah, it didn't go well. They were not happy.
They were not happy about that, but it made for one hell of a story.
You know the Bass Pro in Marathon.
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
we
yeah.
went there and all
Yeah.
the tarpon were around.
You can buy some bait over
But
there. And hang
imagine us is going to
put a hook in there.
the fishes.
Yeah, they tend even tarpon robbies, right? In the Keys, you
Yeah.
don't go fishing
Yeah,
next to
no.
tarpon robbies.
No.
So anyway,
That's
so
fun, man.
that's how that all happened.
So you get off. So after that, you get there. They give you the cold towel. Hors d'oeuvres are served.
Yeah, cold towel. You order a drink from the bar, whatever you want, and then the hors d'oeuvres come out. Every day is a different set of hors d'oeuvres. Could be fresh chicken tenders. It could be queso with your nachos. Could be the crispy rice with the tuna tartare on it is by far my favorite appetizer. Fresh sushi, fresh sashimi, bacon wrapped. They do a bacon wrapped yuca. They
Never
do
had
bacon wrapped.
that.
Oh
That
yeah,
sounds amazing.
Yeah, dude, they do so many. So they're very creative. The chefs there are given complete free range to be completely creative. And the owners and the management of the lodge are really good at supporting their creativity, which is important. I don't want to eat the same thing when I'm there for 3-4 weeks every day.
Yeah.
Right.
And they change it up. And they treat their staff there equally as good. When I was down there 2 weeks ago, I ate with the staff in the back outside. Their meals were phenomenal. I mean, dude, mango
Staff meals. I love
the
it.
staff dessert was mango panna cotta.
Oh my God.
Like I had like chicken lasagna. They had roasted chicken in sauce, like a cacciatore, and then they had
Sounds amazing.
mango panna cotta. I'm like, dude, you can't make it up.
And how is like the like you again? You're coming from the catering world. Moose even comes from the catering world. How is the quality?
Quality is better on everything. Listen, the fact is, North American food is destroyed, right? Whether it's from GMOs or it's whatever it is, we're not getting true food. We don't get that. Even in Italy, right? You go to Italy, all of a sudden you can eat bread, you can eat pasta, you can eat pizza, and you're not bloated. You come here and you feel like a bag of crap every time you eat wheat.
It's true. It's true.
Down there is very similar to that European. Like their meats are not pumped with hormones. The tenderloin, tenderloin's clean. The pork is incredibly clean. The octopus, like obviously the fish speaks for itself, but everything is unbelievable.
So they have basically a package that's like all inclusive.
Always, the package is always everything is in except your booze.
Right.
So you got to transfer from the city. So they will pick you up. They will meet you at the gate in the airport. When you land in Panama, there will be a person with a Tropic Star sign standing at your gate when you get off the plane. They will whisk you through customs, and I mean whisk you.
Yeah, we literally
you go where the pilots go.
We walk through like it was nothing.
I
felt like we were
seriously.
a part of the mafia. Like,
Don't worry about security.
Don't worry.
No, you go
El
through.
Chapo, come on.
VIP. Let's go.
Yeah.
You go through, and they take you. If the Tropic Star bus is waiting for you, they'll take you right outside after you clear customs. They'll pick your bags up for you and everything. If not, they'll bring you to the VIP lounge where you can have whatever you want, alcohol included. It's all there. They'll bring you some snacks. You sit down, you chill out, you go onto the Wi-Fi. They'll come and get you when your van is there. They'll take you to your hotel. You spend the night in the city. You can go to a casino. Moose is laughing
The
now.
city's a lot of fun, boy. Let me tell you. Listen,
I can't imagine a
keep
night
it
out at
G-rated.
Panama City.
Hanging out
guys.
with this guy.
Okay,
No,
we
no,
go to
no.
the Blue Heron Casino. I got to call the cops on this guy. I can only imagine what it's like when we go to Panama. All right.
Panama City. Just walking around Panama City was super cool. The food, the street food, the hotel, the entertainment around.
Did
the
you feel
hotel.
safe in Panama?
100%.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any issues at all.
Nice.
We walked around until 2-3.
I mean, listen, there's areas in every place
Yeah,
in the
of
world
course,
you
of
can get into
course.
trouble if you want
Yeah.
to, but if you stay in the the good areas,
Yeah.
and Uber is super safe down there and very cheap. I mean, I get angry when I pay for Ubers here because I pay for them in Panama so often. I took my son to the Miraflores Locks, which is the Panama Canal, from the financial district. We were staying at the JW Marriott. So that's probably about a 30-minute Uber ride. What would that cost you here?
Oh, 50, 60
80
bucks.
80 bucks.
80
60
bucks.
Yeah,
$80 to
in
$60.
Florida, a 40-minute Uber ride cost me $97.
Yeah.
Right? It was $9 US.
Wow.
So you don't need a car.
No.
basically. You just Uber everywhere.
Well, I mean,
Costs-
unless you want to tour the countryside, you would. But driving there is a skill set on its own.
So what's a good for guys like me and Lou that have never done something like this before, JP? What would a good is 4 days enough?
Yeah.
4 days is enough.
So they sell packages for 3 days fishing, 4 days fishing, 5 days fishing, and 6 days fishing.
Okay.
4 to me is the perfect amount because it gives you ample time to play both offshore and inshore. That's what we did. When I took Moose and the boys down, we had Steph, God rest his soul, fucking good old Steph.
Yeah.
He was
Sorry,
a gem of a human
No,
being.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's all good.
I
Yeah.
got potty mouth. Sorry.
It's all good, man.
Steph was with us and Shooter McGavin was with us.
Yeah.
And so anyways, we went down and had a really good time, but we decided I wanted to show them everything the lodge had to offer. So we spent a day offshore and caught a bunch of yellowfin tuna and mahi and,
Oh, you ever fished a trash line? A proper
no,
like, listen.
but I know of the trash lines. Yes.
right? You look for cover
You look-
here.
Yeah.
You get triple tails off those things? Or?
Oh,
yeah, I have caught big triple
Triple
tail.
tail,
on
yeah.
mine.
goodness.
Troll the mahi.
The mahi.
Yeah, the
What
mahi.
troll? Cast at it.
No,
They're
we
giant.
cast at him.
We cast at him?
A big log floating in 1,500 feet of water.
You cast.
20 miles offshore. You hit it with a cast. I did a whole show with Cooper. I took
Yeah.
Coop the Gallant down there. We caught 57 mahi casting in 2 days
Casting
and lost
for
that
mahi.
many.
Casting for mahi that are my size and bigger. Like, it's no joke. It's no joke.
What are we
the trash
doing?
lines
All right.
are the trash
Give
lines.
us some dates, JP. Let's go.
Pull up the calendar.
Depends what you wanna catch.
There are good times and better times.
That was
to
a
go.
mahi I caught 2 weeks ago. That's the biggest mahi I've ever seen.
Okay, we're gonna have to post this.
Holy
Look at that, Lou.
smokes.
Yeah.
Jesus
That was
Murphy.
that fish was 10 centimeters shorter than I am standing up.
Holy smokes.
It weighed just almost 70 pounds, that mahi. Now, for you, if you know anything about mahi, this is an interesting little tidbit.
Also known as dolphin fish.
Yeah, or
Dorado.
Yeah, Dorado down there. It's the fastest growing fish in the ocean.
Fastest growing.
A mahi can get to 40 pounds its first year of life.
Oh wow.
So you've all been to Florida and you've seen them killing. They come in, they're so proud that they caught these mahi that are 3 weeks old.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Literally, those things still have an embryo attached to them.
I didn't know that.
I got a question for you. Maybe you can answer this. The mahi, I've noticed, the smaller ones, they come in when when you bring them into the boat, they're one color.
Yes.
In 15 minutes, they're like completely pale. Is there a reason for that?
Oh, it's just the way they're naturally. So they light up when you're fighting them. They light up with those colors because of their aggression.
Nervous system.
Yeah, it's adrenaline. And then when they get in the boat, the way they kill a mahi is they pour Coke on its gills and it kills it instantly.
No way, really?
Yeah, well, because that's how you stop bleeding in fish too, right? So you ever see you have a fish with bleeding in the mouth, you pour soda in their mouth.
Yep.
The carbon dioxide stops the bleeding, it clots it. Well, if they do that to the gills, it shuts off their breathing and they're done.
Did you know this?
I did actually.
I
We
know
use
this.
it a lot if we have an injured fish. We'll pour 7-Up or ginger
Anything,
ale
even soda
or
water will work. It's the
soda
carbon
water.
dioxide that does it.
It helps. Yeah, it helps clot, and it actually saves a lot of the fish that are about to go. We know it's hurting.
So it's like
bleeding.
a reverse of a fizz or something like that?
No,
or?
it's
No, no, it
it's
just
just to
clots the
create
blood.
clotting in the wound that they're
Okay.
bleeding from, which can be really severe in gill or tongue situations. On a
So
fish.
are you saying you're saving some fish by
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
this?
oh yeah.
But
yeah.
the mahi will die.
Well, we kill the mahi because the mahi is going to become fish tacos.
Well,
Well, of
that's-
course. Yeah. Well, of course.
Yeah.
Hey boys, have you guys ever been to Gagnon Sports out in Oshawa?
Have I? That place is a gold mine. Picked up my new bow there last weekend. Hunting, fishing, archery, they've got everything.
Boys, don't forget the indoor shooting range. Gagnon's not just a store, it's an experience. They've been doing it right for over 50 years.
Seriously? I thought it was just another outdoor shop.
Just another shop. Buddy, it's family owned, Canadian proud, and huge. We've spent entire afternoons in there.
Or skip the trip and shop online. GagnonSports.com ships across Canada, fast, smooth, and packed with top-notch gear.
All right, I'm sold. Gagnon Sports trip next weekend?
Only if we hit the indoor range first, so I can show you guys how to shoot.
Gagnon Sports, 50 years of adventure and counting.
And don't forget to tell them the Eating Wild Boys sent you.
We're keeping with the same subject here, but with tuna, I know that bleeding that fish right away. I've talked to a lot of guys doing sashimi here, actually. The Japanese restaurant that you did the work at, Lou, what was it called? It's one of the best Japanese restaurants in Toronto. It's a Michelin star. You did
I'll tell you
anyways,
later.
he
Yeah,
did the
I
micro
forget.
cement there. And one of my chefs that used to work for me, Andy Succhetto, his dream was to be a sashimi chef. And he got hired at this restaurant that Lou actually did the work there.
Can't remember.
And he was telling me, like, we were going to have him on the podcast, and he said, you know, the reason why our chefs, they want to bleed their tuna instantly is because, you know, you're fighting that fish probably for, I don't know, could be 20 minutes, could be an hour, depending on the size.
of the fish.
And
Yeah.
that heart is pumping, they bleed it, the meat is cleaner.
Well, they want to get that adrenaline-filled blood out of them.
And with your experience, JP, obviously you fish a lot
I
of these
bleed
waters.
walleye all the time. Perch. If you've never bled a walleye or a perch here and you're keeping them, you're absolutely out of your tree, because when I do that, I just cut their gills, right? I get under there with a good pair of scissors and I cut right across their gills and leave them in the live well.
Right
and then-
after you bring them in.
Not after, near the end of the day. And then on the ride back to the ramp, I let them bleed out. Then I drain the water, because technically you can't transport live fish in Ontario. But when I take them home to clean them, I don't even need newspaper because there's no blood left in them.
Right.
Your fillets are snowy white. You don't have to put them in salted cold ice water to get the blood out of them. None of that is necessary. Bleed your fish.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then that goes to what the Japanese, you know, these guys are like, listen, we like the top loins for steak. We like the bottom loins for sashimi. They like the fat. You know what I
They
mean?
have the toro.
Yeah. And
They love the toro.
they love the toro. I've never had it before. Usually when we got our tuna, we were going top loins, look clean, look beautiful on camera. But I can only imagine some of these guys, they love that belly
We
meat.
were at, was it ICAST the one year? They had a full tuna. Were you there that
Yeah,
year?
they had the knives there, and they're
they had
yeah.
a full
Were they
tuna.
cutting
were-
the full tuna in front of you?
Yeah.
right there, right in front of you? Just people are just lined up, just fresh tuna. You walk by and just take a piece. So I want to.
It was a yellowfin too.
It was, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was very, very cool.
You get very spoiled down at the lodge because the yellowfin are fairly common. You can catch them right against the shore, or you can catch them 40 miles offshore. They're kind of everywhere. But what I love down there, like if you know good tuna, and any chef does know good tuna, any good sushi, it's never fresh fish. Right? The fish has no taste when it's just killed.
Of course.
It needs days to develop that flavor. The best tuna or sushi restaurants in the world never serve you fresh fish. It's usually,
IQF, brother.
yeah, 3, 4, 5 days old. It's got that little bit of a flavor to it. But down there, you're literally, what they will do is, if you say, I want sashimi, and you caught a tuna, they will take the back straps out of it, wrap them, salt water, clean them, wrap them in a bag, put them under 2 bags of ice, and kill any parasites in them over the course of the day and chill that to make it easier to slice properly.
Right.
And then at the end of the day on your way in, when they say, okay, it's 3 o'clock, we're heading back in, the mate will come to the back, pull a cutting board out, sharpen his little knife on a whetstone, cut this up, put it on a plate, fresh ginger, fresh wasabi and soy already mixed, and give you that
on the way
plate.
back.
On the way back
And I'm
in.
pretty
And you
sure
crack
we
a
had-
beer or make a vodka for yourself.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Was it amberjack or lesser amberjack? Did we have that in the sashimi?
We had Chilean bonito is my favorite.
Yeah.
So Chilean bonito looks like a bonita, but has teeth like a mackerel.
Okay.
And it's better than yellowfin tuna, in my opinion.
Really?
Then there's African pompano,
Right.
which is phenomenal. And yes, we've had amberjack down there. So Pacific amberjack don't have the worms in them like they do in the Atlantic side. That's why they don't eat amberjack in the Atlantic side. They're full of worms. Almaco and amberjack and fortune jacks, all really good eating. I've tried to eat everything raw. I've tried everything. I've even done like dogtooth snapper, and I said, cut some up. I want to try some sashimi. Way too chewy.
Right.
Way too chewy.
I
But yeah,
can't
you're
imagine.
cruising back and, waves. You're cruising back. You're heading back. Let's have a snack. It's a little treat for the boys. And he's in the back of the boat, nice flailing. And he's basically like peeling the skin back on this fish. And yeah, it was the amber. I'm pretty sure it was the amberjack.
Oh, when he was cleaning, so they'll clean the amberjack. They skin them. So they shave with a knife. They shave the actual armor off of those things.
Wow.
It's wild.
So how can people book? Now, let me ask you, can people book you as a guide there, or do you sell the experience to people from here?
So I can organize trips for people so that I can help them out. I know the captains that are good at specific things down there. So if you want to say, you go down there and say, I really only want to cast lures because I'm not a big into washing lures, or I want to go trolling for billfish. I can set up the proper times a year for you and then set up the right captains. I know all the captains and mates. I've known them. I've trained mates there since they were like starting out. So I have a good relationship with them. I kind of know who can do what really well. Also, if you can speak Spanish, that goes a long way with some captains and mates. And we got other ones that are very good at speaking English. So we
Right.
put this little combo together for you to make sure everything works. And then depending on what you want for accommodations, you can stay in their classic rooms, which are beautiful. We stayed in the classic rooms. No, we had the villa.
A villa.
We stayed in the villa. But they have classic rooms, villas, and residences. And they're just all stunning.
Amazing. So how can people book a trip like this? Do they got to contact you directly, or is there a website?
If they want my input and want me to help them, I am more than happy to help them book. I know everybody there. I'm going to be there. I just got hired to go down there from March 6th till April 21st. I'll be running their inshore.
Nice.
So that's a very
Close to
fortunate.
my birthday.
Yeah.
it is a good birthday present.
I'm just saying.
I
That could be
have-
one heck of a boys trip.
I do have eight Canadians coming down. The last week I'm down there, I have 8 Canadians. I've had as many as 16 at a time come down, and we make sure everything's just lined up for them and everybody's having a blast.
So is that, as far as inshore fishing goes, because I know before when we talked, inshore was a good time of year for inshore and a good time of year for
It's all
offshore.
changed, Moose, because so last year, the thing that drives Panama's fishing is the Humboldt Current. Now, if you ever look at Panama Bay on a map, Panama, people don't realize, really runs east-west with a hook going north-south and a hook going north-south. But the bulk of the country is east-west. So Panama Bay is tucked into this east-west. It all blows in to that. It's got a point. Panama has a point, and it runs down to Colombia. So you got this big Panama Bay. The Humboldt Current is pulled in from the Pacific. And what happens is every year in like the dry season, which is typically December, January, February, March, what happens is this north wind comes out of nowhere and pushes hard for a month at a time. And it strips that 82-degree surface temperature out of the thing. And the Humboldt Current comes in and drops 60-degree water in the bay and replenishes everything. So you get phytoplankton, you get zooplankton, you get
Cool.
coral reefs are rejuvenated, and these different species come in and bait fish come in. It never happened last year. First time in 40 years that it didn't happen. But what did happen is the damn marlin stayed all year because they were in 80-degree water all year.
Yeah.
So they've had the best marlin fishing they have ever seen in the 63-year history of this lodge. They broke the 63-year record last year with 179 marlin in one 6-day week period between 17 to 19 boats. This year when I was there, we had 143 that week. Last week, they did 243 marlin, 600 sailfish, and countless mahi and tuna in that one 6-day period.
That's wild, man.
There's no place in the world better right now than that place. I mean, blue marlin every boat was coming in with 2 to 5 flags of blue marlin a day. Black marlin. We had a grand slam on our boat. They had I don't know how many grand slams they had last week. Maybe 30 grand slams, which means you've caught a blue, a black, and a sailfish on the same day.
Wow.
There's nowhere in the world you can really do that.
How's your back after that, man? That's you strapped into the chair with that? You guys
You could do stand up if you have the stones. You could do stand up.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
No.
I gave. Was it you? I gave the big amberjack to.
Yep. It's my Facebook photo.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Moose had his pee-pee kicked in.
Oh my goodness. Listen,
You got to do what me and Lou do, man. We pass the rod to each other. We have no shame.
No. You're not allowed,
this
man.
man-
You gotta give up.
Come
it's
on,
all
man.
systems go.
You got to
It's
give
all
up the
systems
man
go.
card. If you pass the rod, you got to hand over your man card.
Damn it.
We got a Goliath a couple of years ago, and we definitely were handing the rod to each other, man. We couldn't.
Oh, Goliath is all horsepower, no stamina, man. You just
Yeah.
got to stop him from going down. Once you do, he just floats to the top because he's a lazy dumbass.
We almost lost.
We
Lou.
gotta get you.
We
That's
almost lost him.
That's true.
We got to do Panama.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I'm going to say, Lou, you wouldn't be able to do 2 days in Panama. Day 3, you'd be like, where's the hot tub? I need the sauna.
That's fine with me too, man. That's part of the trip. I'm in.
No, you'd love it. You boys would love it. Honestly, and I there is something very magical about the place. I can't say anything that
Well, and I
you've
think
got to
that-
experience it for yourself.
I think the most special thing is when everything lines up and the weather's good. We do a trip to the village next door, and I took Moose and the boys.
That was cool.
And so basically all the captains and mates and shore staff all live in this village, Puerto Piñas, which is right next door to the lodge. It was where you land is where the runway is.
Yeah.
So there's 9 bars in this village of 1,200 people.
Yeah.
and,
awesome.
and it's
And
and it's a competition for who has the loudest salsa music.
Yeah.
It's the most ridiculous thing. They all watch soccer and listen to salsa.
I love it.
So we go there, and I'll take a select group of people with me, and we'll get on a panga, and we'll go to the village, and we'll go have some beers. We'll call the captains and mates and say, "Hey, meet us tonight." Moose and was it Moose and Steph, or was it Steph, or was it Tim that?
No, it
you
was
with?
me and Steph.
And they're playing dominoes against our captain and mate.
Yeah.
Nice.
Slamming the dominoes down,
Nice.
having
Nice.
having
It's just
drinks.
like, they didn't speak English. We didn't speak Spanish. Well, Steph spoke Spanish, but it was like you just had this common ground.
But you spoke domino.
Yeah, we spoke domino.
and they are into it, slamming it down and laughing.
Oh, it was a
and-
good night. Such a good night.
Yeah.
But did you get karaoke going again?
Listen,
No?
It's not a
we
party.
might have to
unless
bring
Moose-
karaoke to Tropic Star Lodge. That
Oh
could be
boy,
a thing.
that'd be interesting. That'd
But
be
even
interesting.
just playing what's it called there? That cornhole.
Oh, cornhole, yeah.
Cornhole on watching the tide go out and come back in.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bar there, they
Is-
built a new bar a few years back called the Marlin Bar. And the Marlin Bar, they made this bar in the corner. Was the Marlin Bar there?
Yep.
So they built a replica of a 31-foot Bertram. From the top of the bridge back to the transom is the bar.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So it's an actual life-size Bertram as the bar. And you sit around the back of the transom on the outside of it, and the bartender's standing inside
Slinging drinks.
slinging drinks.
And
That's awesome.
It's like a different world, Lou, that we don't even know exists.
And it's
brother.
not like say you're a busy guy. Like some people have, I can't go to the middle of the jungle because I miss out on emails. They got Starlink in every room and in every spot. Like, I mean, I'm video calling, I'm doing like editing, I'm doing everything I want to do down there, and you lose no touch of anything until you
I
go
kind of
offshore.
hate that. Like so many times we're on our trips and we're always bringing our laptops because we're also working in the mornings.
and our phones are popping like crazy.
But it's almost like the next trip I do, I just want to disconnect from all that shit.
You can always lie. I have a buddy of mine whose wife still thinks there's no cell service at the place.
I'm going to the jungle, guys. Don't try calling me. all
Sorry,
right?
sweetie, I can't contact you. There's no Wi-Fi out here.
Yeah, if the house is on fire, send me an email. We'll see if I get a hold of you. But that's amazing, brother. So your journey, I mean, I feel like this podcast was awesome because I learned more about you. You know, we've been watching JP on his shows, but the back end story is incredible, Moose. And, you know, from where you started working with your pops and the catering business, cooking, managing food for kids, still having the time to be the producer, director, showrunner of your own fishing series, from being interviewed by WFN and all of a sudden having your own show. And
listen, everything
it's
in
incredible,
life
man.
is right place, right time. I
Yeah,
believe. I believe honestly, everybody has some golden opportunities in their lifetime.
Take advantage.
It's whether or not you strike when the iron's hot, right? Like, if you're given that opportunity, I think I've probably missed on a bunch of things that I could have done that are maybe even more better, like better than what I'm doing now. But you'll never hear me complain. I'm grateful to be working in this industry for 20 some odd years now. And, you know, I don't plan on slowing down. I don't care how many young guns come knocking. You better sharpen your pencil.
The human encyclopedia, I call him. The human. Nobody knows more about fishing than this guy right here. Like,
Well, listen, JP, it was a pleasure having you on, man.
Thank you, boys.
It was so fun getting to know you more.
You guys lured me in by saying we're going to talk about barbecue.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
That didn't even happen.
We need a part two. 'Cause
Save that for next time.
I know JP. I've heard through the grapevine. that
Sourdough and barbecue.
You know
Let's
your
do
way
it.
around the barbecue. We're gonna
I
hook
didn't
you up
even
with
love
some
it.
spices before you leave.
realize
I
you
want
awesome.
you to, want you to try them
for
out.
sure you'd get some spices in his hand and talk barbecue. But
Oh,
we'll
man.
save
Go.
it for next time.
Save it for-
Panama.
Yeah,
How's
we're
that?
gonna go to
Yeah,
Panama.
yeah.
Can we sneak spices over the border?
No, the smoked yellowfin tuna dip that Gabriel does.
Sounds incredible.
different
man.
level.
Different
The
level.
yuca was different level, like the bacon wrapped yuca.
See, didn't I tell you about that today?
Oh, my God, man. I've had yuca fries before, but wrapped in bacon, or anything wrapped in bacon
And just
sounds amazing.
crisp to perfection.
The bacon even tastes different down there.
coffee.
I mean, the coffee's better. Everything is better. Everything is
I
better.
believe it.
I bet you if I
100%.
licked the walls, the salt coming off of the ocean would have tasted different. It's just a magical place, everybody. You got to check it out.
Awesome, brother. Well, listen, again, thanks for stopping by, JP.
My
Moose.
pleasure.
I know you're a busy guy. You probably got somewhere to go on stage soon, I imagine.
you.
And we'll be back, guys, as we are
Thanks,
at
Moose.
the Spring Fishing and Boat Show with JP DeRose, Top Dog Pereira, Smash Maleka, Moose, BR2. We're out of here. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, boys.
Launch the boat on the big old blue today. We've got the stars like